Grand Rising, Elizabeth. Today is October 26th, 2023. We are here. We are ready to go. Y'all ready to go? We ready to go.
Yeah, we ready to go.
Ready to go. All right. Welcome, everyone, one and all. Just everybody, let's take a deep breath together and come in together in oneness. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's so good. Thank you, everybody. So welcome. So today I'm going to continue the conversation. Okay, so y'all, listen, I don't know what's going on, but this is my second class I done got. I woke up, I was up, okay, what you want me to teach today? And I'm like, okay, I ain't hearing nothing. And so then it's like, teach this. I was like, okay, fine, thank you. So we go back to the God ladder. Do y'all remember the God ladder from last week?
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Okay, get your notes out because we go look at it a little bit. Because we're not going to talk about all the God ladder today. We're just going to talk about several aspects of it, right? So it's 7 rings on the God ladder, 7 planes of reality on the God level, starting with the physical, going up the ladder is emotional, and then we hit the mental, our mental beliefs, and the mental, which includes our beliefs, our upper consciousness and our lower consciousness, right? And then we go past the psychic barrier. And then the 4th ring of the ladder is our intuition, our psychic, which we start to transcend time and space in our intuition. The 5th ring of the ladder is the soul, representing the divine mother, wisdom and love. And that was the work we did last week. We did a meditation to get in touch with our soul. I don't know if everybody actually did it, but it's on tape. So go back and listen to it and really find your soul's name. My soul's name is Mr. Softy. I call him, his name is Softy-Yale, but I call him Mr. Softy. And the 6th ring of the ladder is your spiritual or your God self, the divine father, your personal God, right? It's just like everybody got their own personal God, whatever that is. And we're going to talk about it a little bit in class today. Right. And then the 7th level is the void. The infinite matrix, the 5th dimension. There's more than 5 dimensions, but we're just trying to get to the 5th, but it's many dimensions. But the ineffable, the omnipotent, the omnipotent source is the 7th ring of the ladder, right? Of reality. So so today we're just going to do a few of them. Right. Okay. So
did you say we had to find out the name of our soul or the name of
our soul?
Our soul. Okay, so we got to find out 2 names: the guardian angel and the soul.
Because listen, you guys. So now it's all coming together with me. It's actually giving us the ability to talking to. Well, we're going to be talking into them, but to get in touch with the outer realms. Well, they're really not the outer realms, but what do I want to call them? The non-physical realms. See, we are totally attached to what we can touch, taste, see by our senses. Because this is what I'm actually starting to come together for me. Just as much as we can see on the physical realm and touch and smell and taste on the physical realm, we have that same amount and access to in the non-physical realm. In the void, is just as much in the non-physical as there is in the physical. We don't think about it like that, do we?
No.
Right? It's just as much on the non-physical, what we can't see. God, that's where God is. And what we can't see, but we got a lot of stock in God. We got a lot, okay, but we don't know how to operate or to access our inner realms. So as much as I talk about spiritual things, if we don't have, thank you, if we don't have access to our physical realms and how to get in touch with our physical realms, like we're actually starting to to get some access. Like what's one access to the non-physical realms? Breathing. But you can't see your breath, right? But you know when you're breathing, right? So that's an access. What's another way we get access? Being still.
Yeah.
Is access to the spiritual realm of the other realms, right? Being in silence, right? Gives us access to the non-physical realms. So we have access. And so I think what I'm actually learning how to do, which I've been practicing for myself, but I don't really give it away that way, is how to get access to the non-physical realms, is where all the action is anyway. It's really where all the action is. It's where your power is. It's where your big self is. It's your S, your capital S self. And so how to get in touch with those realms, right? So the God ladder, this is from my teacher, Judith Lockenrino. She passed away several years ago, but this is her work. And the God ladder, because she was a cartographer. Yeah, like she drew maps of the non-physical realm and how to navigate in the non-physical realm. That was her thing. That's where she got the God ladder from. She was like, hey, that's a ladder. And she created that and, and gave us access to it. So the God ladder is a lifetime tool to answer questions raised by advanced spirituality. Okay, working with the God ladder, you actually start to get access to advanced paths of spirituality. Okay, you actually start to get access to advanced ancient wisdom and applying it to our contemporary living of today. Right. So the thing about this work is, for me, spiritually, I'm a practical mystic. If I can't take what I know and apply it to my life in a practical way where I could get results from using it, that's what I'm interested in. Can I really get and practice? When I practice ask and it is given, it shows up. Right? When I practice the law of polarity or the law of correspondence or the law of karma, it shows up. Right? I don't want to just talk about the spirituality. I want to have access to it in my daily life. Right? So that's really what I'm really all about. Right? So today's class, we're just going to focus on the 4 rungs of the ladder. Just 4 rungs, right? And I'll tell you what those are in a moment. So it's in here when she starts off talk right, that how spiritual people really get really upset about what's happening on the earthly realm. Right? Because we get that all is one, but when there's a tsunami or like war, and like we have war all over right now, we got war right here at home, honey. And we don't even really get that we have war right here at home. And I know a lot of times we don't pay attention to politics, but I keep my eye on it. Do you know what I mean? You got to watch these people, right? So I sort of keep my eye on it. But Judith Lockenrino, she taught that true spiritual enlightenment is to be able to walk on the line. Spirituality on one side, earthly reality on the other side, and enlightenment is be able to walk in the middle. Because I can see what's happening on the earthly realm, but how I really want to deal with it is from my spiritual realm. Because that's where my access is to make a difference. I'm going to deal with what's happening on earth, on the earthly realm, but I'm going to get my access to the earthly realm from my spiritual realm, right? So, like right now, this morning, one of the questions I had this morning, I listened to a sister talk about, she's young, 18, talking about what was happening in Palestine, right? And she was showing the bombings and everything. And so then my question was, whose God is at war? They're over there warring, but is it the most Palestinians' God that's fighting, or the Israelis' God? Who's fighting? Which God is fighting? Y'all fighting in the name of the Lord, but what y'all doing? Like really, what's the question? Which God is the terrorist? That's my question. Right? So, right, you want to say, well, I'm supposed to love my enemy, but you're killing them though. How that work? How does that work? So those are some of the things that right, that I'm like really, really looking at in terms of our beliefs. We're supposed to have a loving God, but loving God didn't create war. So how do you get people to actually shift their thinking? God didn't create war, so it is not real. War comes from the minds of men. So that's really deep. So the God letter answers questions about global wars and life's personal wars, your own personal war. When I was smoking cigarettes, that was a war I was having with myself. Right? When, that was the worst habit I ever really had, but I don't call my food addiction. I'm not at war with that. I'm in love with that one. Okay. I'm in love with that one. So that is funny to me. It's really bad, right? I done had a whole year of no red meat, right? I swear, man, I can't wait to have some steak so bad. Oh my God. Just a little couple of bites. That's all I need. A couple of bites with some rice and gravy. I'll be okay. Just a couple of bites, right? So I really get that, right? So
yeah, so I know somebody who just actually she doesn't eat it. She just sucks the taste and the juice off of meat. She don't eat the meat. She just suck it.
girl, it's like, well, but listen, I'm gonna take the adage from my mom when it comes to food, because I was listening to somebody talk about eat right for your blood type.
Mm-hmm.
And some
I heard that.
and some blood types need meat.
That's true.
Mhm.
Yeah, my blood type does.
Right? Otherwise, you're fighting some other stuff if you're not getting something, you know what I mean? And I think that it has to do with the quality of the meat and all of that kind of stuff, right? But
Right.
if it's, I'm gonna do like my mama said, bless your food.
Right. Right.
I'm
Right.
I'm about to eat this, God. Would you go before me as I eat this? All right, it'll be okay.
Okay.
It'll be okay. So, and I love eating healthy too. Like this morning, I went upstairs. I'm like, okay, I'm hungry this morning. I want a pancake so bad. But I didn't get a pancake. I got a grapefruit and a pear and came on back downstairs. I'm like, okay, this is my breakfast this morning. So what we're practicing is starting to take on the challenge of being spiritual initiates. We live in a stress-filled society. We all experience the tests and tribulations. Paying the bills at the end of the month can be a personal war for some people. Live long enough and you experience the death of a long loved one, disease, loss. Like I just found out one of my hey mama had one of my good friends that I went to college with passed away. Ashi Bear. I was like, I didn't even know. And they had the funeral for him and everything. And it was like, and so me and my friend, we had to deal with, oh shoot, we the seniors now. You know what I mean? It's like we're the seniors now. I'm going, okay, right? So every day it's like really becoming even more so of a blessing, right? For some people, just going on a diet can be a grief experience, right? So I just mentioned these: food, alcohol, smoking. It can be, those are some of our personal wars. What personal war, anybody, what's some of the personal wars you're dealing with?
I would say that the not so much the eating, because I think I'm handling that one, but it's the exercise, it's the getting out and moving.
Okay, getting up and yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's
Reverend
really good,
Omani,
Evelyn. Yes,
off
yes.
this is off subject, but Star done peeped you and saw that you have an earring on for us, and not she only have one earring on.
Wait, Because I can't see the other one, but I'm like, I'm having me an earring on. I think it might be in the bed. Sometimes I'll go to sleep with the earring on, and then when I'm asleep, I'll be like, oh, take this off. So I got this one. So Star, don't be mad. I put on lip gloss for y'all too.
Jealous.
Last night I have on no lip gloss.
Lip gloss. Wow. She put on lip gloss for us.
She's
last
still
night.
beautiful.
Thank you, Deirdre. They
have
don't get it, girl.
We still don't have, never got an ear. We don't even get one earring. I mean, I ain't jealous. I like to tease the Rev.
Thank you, baby. I
when
love
she
you.
met me, I didn't talk to her, so I'm trying to make up.
Thank you,
Oh,
baby. I love
Lord.
you. That's so good.
I'm gonna pray for Rev.
You know I need some help, girl. All right, you guys. What are some of your personal wars you're having with yourself right now?
Well, right now it would be, I would agree with Mama Evelyn on working out.
Okay.
I know I need to move more. So that's a big one for me.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen here. And focus.
Focus.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, you beat yourself up because you didn't focus for the day. We're gonna talk about that a little bit today too. Anybody else want to say what the personal war you having with yourself? Like the one I'm having with myself really for real right now is productivity. I think I ought to be producing more. And so the fight is I'm not producing what I think I ought to produce, but not to make myself wrong for not producing it.
Right. So it's a
Right. Right. I gotta allow
Yeah.
and yeah. So that. Okay, so the God letter opens up our thinking for new solutions to our personal wars. You can't solve a problem at the same level that you created it.
Oh.
You can't solve a problem at the same level that you created it. You got to go up higher.
Higher.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go up higher. Similarly, you can't move a rock while you're standing on it. Oh, it's just like Lolly was saying last week. I use that example a lot. How her mom would ask her to find something in her purse, but she would keep her hand in the purse. And so her Lolly would have to tell mom, take your hand out the purse so I can look.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't move a rock while you're standing on it. Huh?
I like that. You can't move a rock while you're standing on it.
Right? The God letter shifts your viewpoint to a new level.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can actually, if you close your eyes, you can actually see yourself moving up from the physical level to the emotional level to the mental level, then going up higher. I can actually see myself, if you actually can visualize yourself going up the ladder. So you can't solve a problem at the same level that you created it. So if it's on the physical level, then go up higher, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see
Yeah.
that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And suddenly you can actually start to see new solutions, see things differently. I'm determined to see things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the God letter help you solve problems from life's many wars to your own personal, or whether it's personal or global. So it's like, that's what I got to this morning. I got up going, oh my God, the world is on fire. The United States is making somebody who's a election denier is the Speaker of the House. The guy who they just made the Speaker of the House, he thinks there should be total abortion, no kind of way. He thinks the Lord, no Medicaid for people. I mean, this guy is, I'm like, oh my God, they just made this man the Speaker of the House 100%. They all voted for him. I am like, okay. Okay. Right. So it's like it's like really love and light for this country, really. Right. And I really got to get up off of that for myself, like a personal war, because America, like as a country, it couldn't get any better. But like the politics of it is the worst. And I'm so still caught up in it because I still spell America Merikka. When I'm spelling America, that's how I spell it. Because the KKK, white supremacists, man, that conversation is really strong in this country, and we keep trying to act like it's not there anymore, and it's there. So, yeah, the other part of my personal war is I am not my race. I am a soul. I am light. Right? So, yeah, so that. Okay, so today we're going to look at the earthly equipment. We're going to look at the physical, the earthly equipment of our God ladder, right? And we're going to look at a couple of aspects of the earthly and a couple of aspects of the divine. So the lower two rungs of your God ladder comprise of the earthly equipment, and they are contained within the relative world of the earth's duality. You may have noticed on earth, everything is polarized and dual, up and down, left and right, front and back, right and wrong, hot and cold, male and female, war and peace, summer and winter, good and bad. But everything is polarized on earth. Anything that is relative is incomplete and imperfect. By definition, your earthly equipment is limited and flawed. The moment you accept flesh, you accept a limitation. Soon as you accept that you a body, you've put a limit on yourself. Because where we are unlimited is in spirit. Right? So, this concept of earthly limits is often difficult to accept, especially after you learn to do miracles and travel outside the time-space box, accessing your divine equipment. So we're actually, I think like I'm distinguishing for myself that mostly what I'm interested in is our divine equipment. Because remember the other day, one time I did the class and we got in our time box, we got in a time machine. And we went, yeah. So this is actually giving us access. Like I can step out of earth anytime I want to. Today I went, like I woke up and said, oh, there's a lot going on. Okay, let me get my little spaceship, got my spaceship, went to another planet and looked back. And when I looked back, I was like, oh, if I look back in from another planet back at Earth, everything seems really small. It's not like, oh my God. It's like, what? It's nothing really. It's nothing really, right? So that's what we have to really, really deal with. So to avoid the traps of power, you must grow large enough to contain the opposites, both limits and limitlessness, right? That's really deep because we can hold the limits. I'm limited here, I'm limited there, I'm limited there, right? We got that. Our limit. But how would you be if life was limitless? How would you take that on? Right? Some people become limitless and they lose their minds. Right? You can look at him. P. Diddy, he limitless, but he got a whole bunch of swirl around him.
Right.
Okay. Jada and Will, they got a whole bunch of swirl and they limitless. Right. So that's the part that too, inside of, we think we're limited and constrained, but we have to when you start to release your thinking, how you gonna be when you become limitless, because that's where we're headed, to being limitless. And the more that we can get access to that, the more God will give us, because if you don't really get access to that within, you're not gonna get no more. Because he can't trust you with the limitlessness. You'll cut a food. And I think partly that's what happened to me. I started to become limitless, but I started to go, oh, I remember the day I did it. Oh, I got a lot of power right now. I don't need to pray right now. And, and I prayed morning and evening. Well, that was a mistake because I started getting some earthly power. My work, right? So it's like, no, got to really know how to live in a limitless world as well. Right? You got to know both your earthly and divine aspects of yourself, the earthly and divine aspects of yourself. Right action is mandated according to God's will. Sometimes right action involves creating miracles. Well, when I read that, I'm like, when I first read this, I didn't have access to creating miracles. That was just the words that was being said. Like, do you have the question, like where we're headed as spiritual initiates and where God is asking us to come is, do you have access to creating miracles?
Wow.
Like if you had to go create a miracle right now, could you do it? Be like, okay, well, wait, but let me see. Right? We don't know. So that's what I'm interested in, right? Is getting
Yes, I am
access
too.
to that. Other times, complete surrender to limitations is warranted, right? Like Jesus, would you be willing to go to the cross? He had to
Right.
surrender to that. Sheila's like, no, I'm not going to the cross. I'm screaming so hard right now. Sheila like, wait a minute. All y'all could be on this call. Y'all want to be on this call, but right now I'm saying no. Right? Right. And it was just an example because something else was what happened with Jesus was beyond what we could see with our physical eyes. What was happening with Jesus was happening on the spiritual realm. So if you couldn't really see what was happening on the spiritual realm, you couldn't get what happened with Jesus because it wasn't about the crucifixion. It was about the resurrection. And the resurrection, you don't even understand either what that really meant because basically there was metaphors.
Yes, yes,
The resurrection is about your ability to recreate yourself,
yes.
your ability to drop the limits that you have in yourself to take on the greatness that you are.
Wow,
That's what
that's powerful.
Yeah, that's what
It
That's
is.
powerful. And that's what when the astrologer was talking and was just, looking out the cards, and it was like, okay, no more excuses. You got the goods. Just do it. Walk in it. Just really, Sheila, really walk in it. And the material stuff is there. It's already, God said it's there. So now work on your spirit, work on your soul, because the other stuff is there.
Yes.
So just now you can just concentrate and not be concerned about that because it's there. Whether you're ready for it or not, it's there.
Yes. Yes.
So now, but the readiness is in here. It's in here and here. Yeah.
Yeah. That, oh my God. That's the piece of Course miracle-minded readiness. Are you ready? See, because we be asking God for a lot of things, but then you get them and then you don't even be ready once you get them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? That's how come I'm working so strongly on my spiritual thing, because I know whatever I get, if I'm spiritually grounded, then I'll keep whatever I get. If I'm not, I won't. I'll end up right back at the same spot. So that's how come I'm focused spiritually. Can I keep myself spiritually grounded in what I'm doing? Right? Because I know the material things, I got access to that. I done had all of that stuff. Right? So I know I have access to it. Right?
So Reverend Almighty, I want to know what's a good way to stay spiritually grounded now? Is the reading something or just listening to you? Let's group talk, or is there a book to help us? Or
well, really, it is what we had talked about early on, and that's what are your spiritual practices?
Oh,
See how she said that?
That is so funny. You're like, oh, that's what I gotta do. Yeah,
You're like, oh,
I thought you could give me some lollipop answers, some ice cream and cake answers.
That was for everybody.
No, boo, you gotta get you gotta get spinach. You gotta have some spinach for this.
Okay, welcome,
You
Lolly.
said that
Welcome.
like you're giving me castor.
I know, right?
Right.
Right. So really, Deirdre, it is your spiritual practices. And I want you to know, like sometimes, like for a long time, I had the same spiritual practices over and over and over again. I just had to keep them in place. But then as I started to grow, my practices started to shift.
okay.
Right? My practice. So in the beginning, it was pray every day, meditate every day, journal every day, eat well, and exercise. Those were my practices. If I kept those things in, my life stayed balanced.
Okay.
Right? And I was open to receive. And then as I went on, it really started to be quiet. Shh. Be quiet. No talking. Shh.
Oh,
Be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh, goodness, that one.
Right, or managing myself with other people, like, you, as you know, I can talk, and I talk pretty straight, so I would say stuff to people and it was like, don't say that. So it started to be discipline.
Okay, all right.
Right, discipline became a focus at one point, and then for 1 year, God had me focus on trust.
Ooh.
That was my focus. So first I worked on trust, but trust. Okay, what's that? Let me look. Okay, spiritual. Okay, great. And then and so then after I did it and I passed some tests, I got tested on some things. Could I trust God in the situation? I passed. I'm like, yes. Now what? Okay, then it was like, okay, radical trust. Radical trust. Oh shoot. What's radical trust? Like trust beyond what I think I ought to trust. Oh,
Repeat that again. What was that again?
radical trust. To trust, you see something and you want to trust it, but some saying no. So radical trust is going beyond where I stop trusting.
Oh, okay.
That was
Okay.
radical trust. And then that really was like, do I have radical trust for God?
Mm.
Radical trust for my higher power when it tells me to do something. Am I listening? So, and I did this like, it was like 4 months. It was like 4 months for each one. 4 months of trust, 4 months of radical trust. And the last one was absolute radical trust. When my higher self told me to do something, did I follow every single time?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Really listening to my higher voice. And you can
Oh,
hear, and you can hear it. How many people on here really clear that they got access to hearing their higher voice?
Yeah.
You got access to hearing your higher voice. I'm gonna tell you something. Warner Earhart, who is the founder of Landmark Education, Warner Earhart said, when you can listen to your inner voice, your higher voice, 100% of the time. No, that's actually my teacher who said this. When 100% of the time, your word will become law in the universe.
oh, wow.
Your word that means you say chair and chair shows up because that's the law. Your word is law. What you speak about, you bring about. And if we really, really, even if that was the one lesson y'all took away from class today, what you speak about, you bring about. If you really, really got, well, you would go, well, wait a minute. If I say elephant, the next thing you know, you're gonna have an elephant in your living room talking about,
Right.
you'd be like, so God got mercy on us that he don't make it instantaneous like that, right? But just think about some of the things that you say in the course of a day. If you say that, that's what you're about to receive, then you start to be more conscious about what you're saying.
Yes, yes, yes.
You really would. If you knew everything that you said you were about to bring about, you'd be like, okay, I'm not saying that, right? Okay.
Right.
So, it says this concept of earthly limits is often difficult to accept, especially after you learn to do miracles and travel. Okay. However, in order to avoid the trap of power, you must grow large enough to contain the opposites, both limits and limitlessness, both your earthly and your divine sides. Right action is mandated according to God's will. Sometimes right actions and vows create miracles. Other times, complete surrender to limitations is warranted. Okay, we did this part. These choices come from our higher power. Without surrendering to God's will beyond your own, you can't end up in grandiosity, spiritual ego, and stubborn willfulness, terribly diluted. When you do not surrender to God's will beyond your own, not my will, but thy will be done.
Right. Really.
Not my
Right.
Yeah,
will, but
come
God's
on.
will be done. And we want to know that you just want to start to notice how you want to override God's will. Right?
Right. Right.
Okay, so let's look at the first rung of the God ladder is your physical body. So we started doing this earlier. Notice what you're feeling right now in your physical body. Everybody close their eyes. I want you to notice what you're feeling in your physical body right now. Pay attention to your 5 senses, smell, what you're seeing, hearing, tasting, touching. Pay attention to your senses. What do you see and hear and taste? What does your mouth taste like? Is it fresh? I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. Okay, so open your eyes. Give me some, what did you, from your five senses, what did you feel? What did you experience? Uh-huh. So I'm so Deirdre, I'm so glad you're on the call because you playing with me out loud. Deirdre, like, hmm. I'm glad you're here because you're playing with me out loud. You're going, what did I taste? What did I see? Can you see that? But
Yes.
I want what I'm asking is you guys to pay attention and be aware of you don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't know, but you want to walk around talking about your spiritual being.
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
And you don't even know what your five senses are doing.
Yeah, we say the words, but
Exactly. So are y'all getting this?
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So it's really important. So that's just on the physical. Can y'all just see on the physical realm how much we're missing?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Right? So you got to start to pay attention to how does my mouth taste right now? What do I smell? Right? How do I feel? I got feeling though, because I feel a little chilly.
Right.
Like I'm like, oh, I need to turn on this little space heater over here, right? Yeah, what my mouth tastes like, that toothpaste. I should have rinsed it out a little better, right? Like that.
Mm.
I'm sitting here wondering, what book are you reading?
I'm not, it's actually from my ministry.
Oh.
It's the things I learned in my ministry. And so the other day when I did class, Holy Spirit told me to do the meditation from my ministry. And so when I went and got my books out, that's when Sheila was like, look at her. She got all them big ass manuals. And then when I started going through my manuals, it's like, okay, I have all this information, but I'm like, why am I keeping all this information for myself? Right?
Right.
I'm supposed to actually, could you teach the information to the people? So right. So that's what I'm doing. I'm starting to teach what I know now.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome. So the next ring of the God ladder is your mind. Okay. That can be a scary place because our mind contains our beliefs, our concepts, our ideas. Your mind relates to your sense of earthly identity, place, and time. It is interested in accomplishing. What the mind is about is accomplishing, doing, and problem solving. That's what the mind wants to do.
Mm.
Because the mind is less tangible and more abstract, your mental body is more complicated, right? And then a little later I'll do a class and she taught us how to self-interview, how to go to each aspect of the God ladder and do an interview of yourself from that standpoint. That's how come, I don't know if you guys remember when I started talking about judgment and I started going, wait a minute, something's off for me in my life. So I know when something's off for me, I go mind, body, spirit. I start at the top spiritually. What's going on? Am I good? Am I doing my work? Yeah, you good. Okay, good. Emotionally, are you good? Yep, I ain't triggered. I'm not going off. I'm not mad with nobody. Okay, so I'm good spiritually. Okay, great. Am I got forgiveness and gratitude? Yeah, I do. Okay, so emotionally, I'm good. All right, mentally. And I went, uh-oh, it's right there. Mentally is where it was off because I'm judging and assessing myself and others. So I started for the last 3-4 months, I've been taking judgment out. Like I notice in my mind when I'm judging somebody, I'm going, no, I'll send them some love and light instead. Right. And I start taking it out, taking the judgment of myself and the judgment of others out of my conversation internally and externally. And then from reading A Course of Miracles, we started reading about the last judgment. And when you have the last judgment, then you are free. I heard last judgment like I never heard it before. When I'm no longer judging,
Right, right,
That's
right.
the last judgment, y'all, when you don't judge no more. You go have one judgment, and after you do that judgment, that's gonna be your last judgment of yourself or others. And then guess what? You'll be free in the realm you don't really know about.
Mhm.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was so excited about that. I was like, that's what the last judgment means. Oh my God.
Mm.
Right. And when you really start to get in there and deal mentally with your judgments, you'll go, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot, right? Because it's one aspect in here where it talked about your spiritual ego.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, the spiritual ego. Yeah, because as you grow and develop, your ego does too. It gets just as smart and savvy and figures out,
Ooh.
and figures out ways to still come after you. Right? Okay, so because it is less tangible and more abstract, your mental body is more complicated. Okay, so it's more complicated, and it talks about self-interviewing. So how to interview it so you can see what's going on. So because it is easy to confuse the voice in your head that is in your mind with your ultimate identity. We actually think that all that conversation, that talking we got going on in our head, we actually think that's God talking to us,
Oh, goodness.
right? But we don't, because we have not distinguished our ego.
Right.
You actually think the voice in your head is your ultimate identity, and it's not, because it's your ego talking. And the ego talks so much, but when you start to question what you're thinking, you'll start to find out. Because when the ego is talking, you can talk to your ego, but ask the ego some questions, but you'll notice the ego don't have no answers.
No answers. No. Mm-mm.
So you have to really distinguish it. So when you have an issue, you're just going over and over and over and over, and that's your ego.
Yeah.
You know, Rev, I was just thinking when you said that, when people say, or when I've said, I keep asking, but I'm not getting no answer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm not getting no answer. I keep saying, well, blah, 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 whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's because he don't have an answer.
Right. There's no answer. Right.
The ego doesn't have an answer, and it keeps
Right.
so you don't shut up. So
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can hear. So
Yes.
keep the conversation going.
Yeah. Yeah. And get yourself all worried and upset because you ain't getting no answer. I didn't get no answer. I don't know what to do. Well, God can't talk to you. You gotta get quiet and be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when God can hear you. You can talk to God in silence and peace.
And I guess we also have to not think that we know the answer that God is going to give us.
No, you have no idea. I don't know we don't know what anything is for. We walk around like we know what everything is for. We don't know what anything is for.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah.
So your mind is often filled with good and bad statements. You want to start to pay attention how when you're listening listening is a whole class by itself, how to listen to people powerfully, because how we listen in life is that's good, that's bad, that's right, that's wrong. I like that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's how we're listening to people. I agree. I disagree. Right? That's how we listen to people.
Mm-hmm.
So beliefs are often unconscious, created from your childhood, your family of origin, your nation, your place in society, your time in history, and your past lives, the color of your skin, whether you're a man or a woman. That's where our beliefs come from. And, and we actually think our beliefs are real, and it's just really our own BS, our
Mm-hmm.
own belief system.
Right, right, right. Because as you speaking about this, in my mind, I'm thinking, sometimes things are happening that we want to judge it that's bad, but it's actually good behind the scenes for us. And we don't
Yes.
even realize that,
Yes.
We think it's bad, but it's not.
Yes. Well, but this is the part that I'm getting stoked on, because any if it would quote unquote, if it's bad, it's really only showing you the contrast. It's showing you where you're off.
Okay, okay.
It's showing you where you're off and that you need to put in correction. Hello,
Right.
people. That's a major. That's
Yeah.
major.
Yes.
Anything bad happening to you is not bad. It's a contrast to let you know how far off you are from the truth.
Okay, that makes sense.
So now nothing's bad anymore.
Right, right.
It's not a problem anymore.
I love that so much. Oh God, yes.
It's not an issue anymore. It's just letting you know, it's information to let you know you're not on your game.
Right, right. That's right, that's right.
I just got that just here recently.
Okay.
Those are two things I just got recently. The bad stuff is not bad. It's just a contrast to let you know how close or how off you are from the game. And the other one is just as much as I can see in the physical realm, that much action is happening on the non-physical realm. What I can't see is invisible. The visible and the invisible. Well, if stuff happening on the visible, then stuff is happening on the invisible. Duh.
Yes. Duh.
Right? So we got to really get that. And the other one, though, that I've gotten a while ago, everything that we really, really need is free. We out here trying to make money, get money. Everything we really need is free. What we need, that's free. Love, peace, joy, harmony, leadership, all free. Take a breath, breathe it in. Wealth,
When you were
power,
saying all that
abundance, all free. Breathe it in.
sex.
Free. Well, I don't know if sex is free. Wait, hold on. Wait. Oh no, I don't know about that one, she. I don't know about that one. That caught me totally off guard. Here I've got it. I'm making it all free. And like, yes. Oh, wait, no, that's not free. Hold on. All right. So, as we awaken, our beliefs change radically. What you thought, what you became, what you become, you'll become aware of your credo. You begin to consciously weed the garden of your negative thoughts. Weed your garden of your false beliefs. You begin to ask, who am I and what am I here for? Beyond what you think and believe, even beyond your this practical lifetime. You know what I mean? Listen, you guys, because your beliefs start to change. What you thought at 2 is not what you thought at 10, and what you thought at 10 ain't what you thought at 20. I mean, you know?
Yes,
As you
yes.
continue to grow, your belief system change. As you begin to study and ask questions of the universe will start to send you things so you can really see. So let's really take a step up. We're going to go up a couple of rings on the God ladder, and we're going to start to look at our divine equipment. Right? We're going to look at the infinite, the eternal, and the universal. But before we go up the God ladder, any questions about the two aspects that we talked about, the physical and the mental? Any questions about that? We asked along the way, so. Right?
Rev, you said that the earthly, that's two steps, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then the mind is the third step up.
No, the first rung of the ladder is your physical, is the physical world. That's the lowest. We all out in the physical world trying to make it happen, got to do what it do, and that's the lowest part on the ladder. Wait a minute, basically you think you're doing all that, you ain't doing much. You only had to do one step up. That's like if you're going up steps, you at the first, oh, I got chills all over. My spirit really wants y'all to know this. Out running around doing this and doing that and that and this and that and that and the other. And that's the first rung on the God ladder. You just came up one step. One step. That's what you, and you think you're doing that. You're doing, okay, I got news for you. Right? The second rung of the ladder, the God ladder, is your mind. Right? Those are only two. The third one is emotional, but we're not doing that one right now. We're just gonna do those two. Because now we're gonna move up to the higher parts of the God ladder. We're gonna go up to your divine equipment. And your divine equipment is 5, 6, and 7. Right? It's the absolute, the infinite, the eternal, right? The universal. These worlds are unlimited and perfect. As you evolve, you become more conscious of your divine equipment, which expands far beyond your earthly time space box. See, this is the part we gotta really, not y'all, because me too, I have to understand it. Everything on earth, you ain't taking nothing with you.
That's true. Yeah,
You're
that's
not
true.
gonna take one trinket, one crystal,
Nothing.
one
Nothing.
one gold chain, one silver chain, your amethyst ring, you gonna leave it here. Somebody else gonna be wearing it. Your red bottoms, those, and you can have all those things, and there for you to enjoy, not to be the center of your focus in your life.
You can't take
Right.
our cell phones with us.
You ain't taking that cell phone with you, but they want you to pay $1,000 for a cell phone. These people done lost their damn cotton picking mind.
That's
Okay.
true.
And people be standing in line. Yeah, we done lost our mind. We have lost our minds. Okay. We lost our minds and don't know it. So as we go up the God ladder, your personal God, right? We're going to do two. Your personal God. Let's talk about that. So,
Is that number 5?
no, your personal God is number 6.
Oh, okay.
It's your God self, your spirituality, your God self, the divine Father, your personal God. Your personal God comprises all your ideas, all your concepts and beliefs about who God is. That's your personal God. It is a practice zone on the way up to the universal God. One of the unique contributions of this God ladder is the way it helps you sort out the differences between your personal God and the universal God. This simple discernment can save you a lot of pain and confusion in life. Because people want to make your personal God my personal God. That's why they fighting over in Israel right now.
Uh-huh.
Over a personal God. And I'm going, okay, y'all, right? Everyone has a different personal God. I love this right here. And whatever God it is you worship, your God is perfect for you.
Right.
Right? So it's like she's giving examples in here, like somebody loves kayaking. And so where does she meet her God? At the river when she go kayaking. Her personal God is on the river. So she got the river God. And that's how the indigenous people, they used to relate to God. The river God, the sun God, the moon God, the tree gods. Whatever you worship became your God. And that's what Buddhism says. What you worship, you become like. That's Christianity got a little, when I became a Buddhist, Christianity became, oh, I see why that's a problem. Because what are you worshiping? A man on the cross, being crucified, nailed, thorns. So then you become like that, crucified in your life with thorns for a headdress. It's like, oh, that's deep. Okay. Religions contain lots of personal gods. Some people have the God of wonder. They're just, in the wonder of life. Some people have reverence for life. It said that Abraham Lincoln said, when I do good, I feel good. When I do bad, I feel bad. And that was his religion. He knew how he was doing by how he was feeling. If he felt good, he was doing good. If he felt bad, that's because he was doing something he wasn't supposed to do. Most people assume their personal God is the right God. We get in trouble when we try to impose our own personal God on other people.
Everybody, yes, that's a problem.
Most people
Definitely.
a lot of people have more than one personal God. I do. And I use them all. I line them all up to come be with me, right? Okay, what one of America's personal gods is the money god,
I can see that.
right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Some people got the to-do list god. They must accomplish everything on their to-do list so they don't feel like they worthy and deserve. So their to-do list is their god.
Yep.
Okay. And then whatever, sometimes your personal God is whatever religion you practice, that becomes your personal God. And the problem is when your personal God don't have no room for my personal God.
Right.
Right.
So mostly your personal God is projection of your mom and dad from your childhood, because basically in life, your mother and father are your first gods.
Right. That's true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
My mama could solve any problem.
Right. Right.
And my daddy was my money god.
Yep. He
dad-
was.
My daddy was my money god. Your personal God concept is a collection of your highest and best illusions at any given moment. As you mature spiritually, you expand your personal God to a trustworthy divine mother and divine father. And what you got to do is like trustworthy. Do you trust your divine mother and father as you continue to evolve? And and guess what? As time goes on, if you look at your life, you start to reinvent your personal God until you have one that you can really trust. Because sometimes so many people are church hurt right now. They don't even trust God no more. So that's when you have to reinvent your personal relationship with God.
Okay.
Okay. But the universal God don't change. The God of all, and omnipotent, omnificent, omnipresent, that God don't change. God is still God. But your personal relationship, what you saying, Sheila? See what you doing, Sheila?
That's a praise the Lord.
Yes, right.
Yes, that omnipotent.
Yeah, that's the God.
To all that other stuff.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Right. So the function of your personal God is to parent you and to gradually open you up so that you can include all the universal God, the God of all, right? So let's talk about this for a minute. I'm just going to read this. Divine Mother and the Divine Mother is on the level of soul, which is level 5, but the Divine Mother is unconditional loving and nurturing. The Divine Father delivers strength, guidance, and protection. These are optimum personal gods, right? So the Divine Mother, and each one, the Divine Mother, she does like a mother. She's unconditional love and nurturing. The Divine Father delivers strength, guidance, and protection. While you are in flesh, it's important to have both male and female personal gods, the Divine Mother and the Divine Father. These archetypes are centers of high velocity energy. They are spinning vortexes of intelligence embedded in your consciousness. And Lakeisha had asked a while ago about the vortex. We're going to do some work around that too. To change your you can change your consciousness by changing the archetypes in your consciousness. Archetypes are symbols. Symbols reconstruct your consciousness. Consciously choosing your interior decoration of archetypes is a fast path to growth. So do you guys really understand and know archetypes? No.
No.
So that's okay, God, I get you. So that's what I'm doing right now is God is showing me, okay, if you want to take people up to miracle mindedness, there's some work you got to do, structural work, right? I'm trying to operate like we got a roof and we don't even have no pillars to hold up the roof. Does that make sense? What I'm saying, y'all? Okay,
Yes.
I need some of y'all on here
Yes.
I need some of y'all on here who are in the witness protection program. I need y'all to come out of the witness protection program because I can't really feel what's going on.
Okay.
Like
So
Evelyn is here with me, Queen Aduni going in and out, Lakeisha driving, but everybody else in the witness protection program.
okay, I'm here.
All right, y'all, come on now. I can't tell what's going on. Right?
Yeah,
I see y'all faces. I don't know what's up. What's up? What's
I
up?
like that witness protection program. I like that.
You know what I mean? Y'all need to come out of the witness protection program
Hey,
now.
well, I'm here. I ain't trying to be rude or nothing, but I'm here driving home. So
Okay,
I'm
good.
listening to you. I'm
Okay.
listening.
Okay, I want you, but I need the faces because I can't tell if what I'm saying is landing or not landing. Mama Head, what you doing? I think Sharonda just got us on his background music. I'm screaming so hard right now. Okay. All right, y'all. That's it. Okay. All right. I got you, Lolly. Thank you, Lolly, for letting me know that. Okay, good. Thank you, Danielle, for letting me know. Star, you ain't doing nothing but over there eating. Come on the witness protection program. What you doing? You over there doing some other stuff. Okay, I'm gonna keep going, right? So we have to do some work on the archetypes, y'all, because y'all got to know what archetypes y'all dealing with. That's important in the terms of knowing your spiritual structure. Can y'all get what I'm saying? It's part of your spiritual structure. Y'all are all spiritual beings, but it's like you got a computer, but then all you know about your computer is how to push the button and turn it on.
All right.
So your spiritual aspects are really important, right? Your personal gods are your divine mother and father, operating at optimum function, keeping you humble, open, and connected, right? Your divine mother and father guide you to spiritual maturity and guide you to be in touch with the universal God that's always there. If you want to identify your personal gods, ask, how you find out what your personal God is. Ask yourself these questions. What do I spend the majority of my time thinking about and thinking about during the day? The question is, what do I spend the majority of my time thinking about during the day? That's your personal God. Okay, let me hear. What do y'all spend the most of y'all time thinking about during the day?
I'm going to go back to when you mentioned some people have a personal guide that is about a to-do list.
Yes.
My day goes by, I'm like, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, this
That's
stuff I need to do. I'm always thinking.
That's your personal God to do. What
Yeah.
I got to do. All right, good. What's your personal God? How do you figure out what your personal God is? What do I spend the majority of my time thinking about during the day? I need to hear from y'all.
Thinking about art, doing art, planning for art, attempting to organize the get-togethers for art. Trying to put it in.
So your personal God is art. That's really good, though. That's beauty. That's very close to God. So that's really good, Evelyn. So it's art and beauty because you're creating beauty. What do you guys spend the majority of your time thinking about during the day? I'm waiting.
Creativity, connecting with others. Mama had said creativity and connecting with others.
Okay.
Well, it's funny. I'm laughing because you asked, what are you taking time to think about? I'm like, first of all, you got to see if they thinking. They might not be thinking. So
Well, clearly, because ain't nobody saying nothing. So I guess okay.
I mean, I'm trying to think because there's 12,000 things that be running through my mind on a daily basis. It's not one thing that just takes precedence over the other. That's why I'm trying to figure out what is the
But
when you say majority.
what would that be then?
Hammer time. Hammer time.
Right? What would that be, Danielle? Somebody who that's thinking about everything all the time, all day. What's that called? Organizing God? What I don't know. What is it?
Okay, then you know, organization did pop up in there before you even said it. So yeah, I would say organization.
Being
Yeah.
being organized. Organized.
Mhm.
Being organized is your God. Okay, good. Anybody else? S-
Well,
Okay,
I
Lolly.
definitely can say creativity. My mind is always creating something more
Okay.
on
Mm-hmm.
the business side, entertainment and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Always, yeah.
I'd
Okay.
agree with you on that because he's
Always
already got the Monday through the
the next
Sunday through
event,
Friday.
the next something.
Mhm.
What we're gonna do with
Okay.
that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then so I'm gonna piggyback off Queen Aduni because she is the creatress of always creating. And I think in the background, like you said, organization, we're gonna take it a step forward. So organizing the systems and the structures in place to keep that creativity what is it? Organized.
Okay, good. This
Oh,
is really,
that's
really, really
deep.
good. This is really good. Thank you for that. Okay, Queen Dooney, I got that. Lolly said the things I want or want to change. I think Mama Head was self-reflection, spreading love. Okay, so
Creativity.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So check this out. Your energy follows your thoughts.
Energy, thought, yeah.
Your energy follows your thoughts. Right?
Mhm.
Whatever you think about most during the day is your personal God. For some people, it's worry, fear, anger, resentment, or struggle. Be honest. We said with our words. Watch yourself as if through a hidden camera for 24 hours. Notice what you think and feel the most of the time. Whatever you think and feel most of the time, that's your personal God. Focalizing only on the top rings of the ladder can create imbalance, and it makes you too top heavy. You risk losing your grounding and earthly foundation. Fixating only on your personal God, you can become grandiose, closed, and ideologically calcified. The suicide bombers, for example, have disconnected from the value of earthly life. Dogmatically imposing their personal God on others, they idealize afterlife at the expense of the sanctity of the human journey. Pay attention to what you're paying. That's so funny. That's really, this is really good. I'm glad this is a good review for me. So you want to pay attention to what you're focusing on, you guys. Fixating only on your personal God can cause you to be grandiose, closed, and ideologically calcified. That's really good. Because at the top of the God ladder is the universal God, and I'll just run through really what the universal God, your personal God prepares you for the universal God. So you want to really look. Is your personal God preparing you for the universal God? That's what you got to really look at. The universal God is infinite, eternal, and universal. We affectionately call it your G spot, your God spot. Everyone has one, both men and women. Science has discovered that the God gene is in all of us. We are hardwired to God in our genes, right? Meditators, you know, the G spot is the poor man's meditation. The G spot delivers the same sense of bliss, renewal, enchantment, openness, feeling good. The universal God extends far beyond your personal God or any of your ideas, your concepts, your beliefs about God. The God spot is universal, not personal. That spots that when you tap into it, it just expands and expands and expands. That's why people so into sex. It's the closest they can get to God. That's why people so into sex. It's the closest you can get to God. When you access this, your universal God spot, you plug into infinite supply, resources, healing, intelligence. You're starting to see how this God letter helps you solve any problem. Your God spot is the ultimate problem solver. You got to go all the way to the top, to the universal God, to solve your problems. That's how come the Holy Spirit is so critical. Because why? The Holy Spirit is your connection to God, because we unseparated ourselves. So we need the Holy Spirit to help us bridge the gap between us and God. Y'all get that? So can y'all just see, this is so great for me too, because I'm just really seeing, if you don't have these pieces in place, you'll be inside of your spiritual game, but you'll keep wondering why you're not connecting. Because you don't have all your tools. You don't understand how the computer works. Does that make sense what I'm saying? She gives this example in here. When Ray Charles was a child, his mom said to him, Ray, there's always two ways to solve a problem. Your job is to find the second way. Because he couldn't see.
Right, true. Yeah.
Say that again. Say that again.
Ray Charles' mama said to him, Ray, there's always two ways to solve a problem. Your job is to find the second way.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't solve it the first way. That's really deep.
That is.
It says universal God is the part of you that does miracles. We all do miracles in our dreams. Have you ever dreamed you were breathing underwater, walking through walls, or flying? Right? In addition to being your power spot, and problem solver, the universal God is also your surrender spot. I could get that too. Because I can get why surrender at the lower levels would be a problem. But if you surrender with the omnipotent, the omnificent, if you surrender there, you could just lay it down. Can you feel that?
Yes,
You can feel that. You can just lay it down right there. When I'm with the God of God, the void, the infinite, the space of all time, you can just do this.
Yeah, right. It's like we just stay
You
here.
can you could keep
go
it
anywhere else. Just stay here.
Stay right here. Right.
Right.
That's so powerful. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. This is so good. So the universal God's will is often different from your personal will. Have you noticed tsunami and global worlds, for example? To anchor in the universal God source, you must truly believe, not my will. I said this earlier, not my will, but thy will be done. To truly believe that, you must have a trustworthy God. There's another trick to this eternal God spot. You can't reach the universal God through your earthly mind. Woo! That's a consciousness is so important. You cannot, this is powerful. Oh my God. You cannot reach the universal God through your earthly mind. That's deep.
That is deep.
You must leave your mind behind, outside the door.
Oh my goodness, that speaks to I don't know if you all heard of this guy. He's called Muji.
Yes, I know Muji. Yes.
Oh yes, I do too. And he talks about that all the time. He used that illustration of putting things at the door and don't bring them in here. I don't want you bringing your mind in here. No, leave it out there.
Okay, so I've been getting that lately. I'd be like, people want to talk to me about stuff. I'd be like, oh no, that cannot come in. That no.
Right.
I'm closing the door to that. But I'm also starting to practice when I meditate to close the door in my meditation.
Oh, okay.
I close the door. Only good can be in this meditation. Nothing that's not of God can come in this. So because when you get in meditation, your mind just want to race and this and that and that and that. All of that out. That can't come in while I'm being with God.
Oh, that's good. Mm-hmm.
right? So start locking the door, closing the door, put an angel at the door, Michael at the door. So nothing, because you know, that negativity is strong. So you gotta have something strong at the door to keep it out. So do that
Right.
in meditation too,
Yes, yes.
right? Okay, trying to understand universal God with your mind is like trying to understand the internet. It can be
Right.
endlessly frustrating, depressing, and exhausting.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
It's very humbling to confront the limits of your mind on the God ladder. The universal God extends far beyond your personal ideas of God or how life should work. To reach your God spot requires what I call spiritual intelligence. Spiritual intelligence far exceeds every other kind of intelligence.
Mm.
Your physical body's intelligence is in your instincts. Your emotional intelligence is in your naming and the resolution skills. Your mental IQ is what you develop at school. Your spiritual intelligence incorporates and exceeds all of these. The God letter. See, nobody's teaching us that our spiritual connection is the most important one.
No, no, you're right.
No, and it's the most important one because it's how we navigate through with power. And the part that's really deep for me, and it's a lot of access to get navigating through,
Yes.
right? The God ladder strengthens your spiritual IQ and your access to universal God. The universal God spot is your bliss spot, your power spot, your problem solver, your surrender spot. That's a lot. To make friends with the universal God spot, you must enter timeless being.
Ooh wee. Ooh wee.
Is that good? I could feel myself as I was talking. I could feel myself going there.
Yes, yes. Reverend Almighty, I want to know, as you go up the ladder,
Yeah.
is it common to find yourself not relating to other people? You kind of feel like you're going to another space where others won't understand where you are, you know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I think that how could that happen? Because it's all about connection, making powerful,
Okay.
okay? So I don't think, only way you could have that digit is you already think that you're different from other people anyway. So you're taking
Oh,
your belief system up the God ladder with you.
oh. Okay, I see that. I see that.
And you
Yeah.
can see that, right?
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
can.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good question, though. Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So your God spot is the universal G spot, the universal God spot. That's where everything is. Whew. You can just go up there and lay them down, God. All right. Okay, so we're gonna do this little exercise because we're almost coming. It's like so funny. In this class is really big, but it's like this. I'm like, okay, if I make it this far today, then I did good. So I made it this far because that's the one place I had marked. So we're gonna do this little exercise. Now this is really deep. Because I'm about to take y'all deep right here, right? Okay, so
Okay.
as you can be present, be present. We're gonna take a timeless being ride. So you
Ooh,
get access to being a timeless being.
timeless being.
And I want everybody, if you can, stop what you're doing right now and be in the presence of presence right now. Take a deep breath and get in the presence of presence right now. And I want you to find the part of you that never changes.
Mm.
Find the part of you that never changes. I want you to go inside and find it now. And you can feel it. It never leaves you. What part of was the same at 2 years old that was the same as a teenager and was the same as a young adult, midlife, and wherever you are, even if it's senior status, what part of you is still the same? We're taking a timeless being ride. What part of you was with you before you were born and will be with you after you die? What part of you? Go to that spot now. And that spot is your God spot, your universal source. Another way to find the God spot, your universal spot, is to list all the roles you play in life. That's how come we're going to do some work around archetypes, because that lets you know, you can find out who you really are through your archetypes. Okay, well, so list all the roles that you play: a mother, a teacher, a sister, a daughter, an artist, a singer, a community organizer, an entrepreneur. List all the things. Now, as you've listed them all, I want you to drop every last one of them one at a time. Drop being a mother. Drop being a sister. Drop every last one of them. And when you drop every last one of them, what's left?
Right.
That's your G spot.
Mm.
Who are you when you have no body? No emotions, no mind. Feel that spot. Feel that space. Feel it. How does it feel? That you've dropped it all. No body, no emotions. Ooh, no mind. Another way to find your universal God spot is to dwell in the space between your thoughts, between your words and your activities. As Wayne Dyer called it, go into the gap. And go into the gap now. Value the space between breaths, between words. Start to value that space in your daily living. Hold the field, hold the field of spaciousness. To hold the field of spaciousness, notice a cat.
Mhm.
If you watch a cat when they're chilling, there's nothing there for them.
Mhm.
Go to nature.
Yes.
Look at a tree. Notice a tree. It ain't trying
Right.
to, you know what? The tree not saying, I don't like it over here. We're going over here by the water. No, the tree is happy right where it is.
Right.
The blade of grass is right where it is. All of these demonstrate a thought-free presence. They're free of thoughts. Notice the emptiness that surrounds the content. Psychologists call this the figure ground reversal. How you can look at something and it looks one way, and then you look at it another way and it looks another way. The classic psychology picture shows a curvaceous black vase up against a white background. By changing your focus, you reverse the vase with the background to see a silhouette of two people facing each other.
Right. Right.
Practice figure ground reversal. Instead of feeling the objects, feel the space around the object. Everybody pick an object right now. Don't focus on the object. Focus on the space around the object. Right now, feel all the space that's in your room where you are right now. Feel the space.
Mm.
Begin to cultivate silence to connect with your God spot. As the Bible says, be still and know that I am God.
Right.
To discover God's source, examine the moment just before you awaken. To connect with your God source, become a peace-giving presence. In your life, we want to begin to construct a mighty peace from within. How do we do that? Stop, breathe, let it go and relax. Inhale and exhale. Just be practicing the presence of God. Being is the opposite of doing. Being is the opposite of doing. Stillness reveals the presence with a capital P. Stillness will reveal God to you. The presence is much, much less. Yet another way to connect with the universal God is to find the part of you that is untouched by all that is. When you're in the universal God spot, you're empty and full all at the same time. There's the paradox again. Being empty and full all at the same time. You are in the fertile void. The everything, nothing.
Wow. Okay.
The Indian avatar master says, when I know that I am nothing, that is wisdom. When I know that I am everything, that is love. Between the two, my life continuously flows between everything and nothing. You dissolve into your God source when you meditate. Remember to stop, step outside, witness life. You automatically return to the presence. Remember to stop, step outside, and witness life. And then you automatically return back to the presence. Remember, be still and know that I am God. The universal God is often called the great mystery or the great unknowing. It is the ultimate unkola. It is impossible to decipher with the human mind. In a spiritual journey, we use our mind to transcend our mind. Albert Einstein said, the greatest experience is the mysterious. Here are some popular names for the God spot: the great unspooler, the great deconstructor, the great immensity, the supreme, central headquarters, source, the origin of all, pure awareness, the one great spirit, the timeless being, the eternal void, higher power, aware presence, pure consciousness, the unknowable, the formless, the unnameable, the unmanifest, the primal consciousness. The universal God is unconstructed, pure potential. It is the essence warehouse, the divine matrix, out of which all manifest form emerge. Here's a tip. The void is your key to the universal God consciousness.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that I've learned over the years is to become an observer, where I'm not doing anything, but I'm just looking at what's going on. So it kind of brings me back to the moment of being free, of being void, just nothing happening, but being an observer, and that's it.
Yep. The observer is important.
Yeah, that helps me.
All right, y'all. What y'all get out of that
I just want to say,
exercise?
I remember when I first met Lavender Spirit, and she was living in a carriage house behind a bigger house, and she said she noticed that I sat I sat in the room, sort of in the middle, in the back, and I just watched everyone. She noticed that about me. You sit back and you watch, and then you participate. Yeah. I said, oh
Who
yeah,
else?
I do.
Who else? Who else on the call is a watcher? Deirdre's a watcher. Evelyn's a
Mhm.
watcher. Ebony's a watcher.
Everything.
I'm a watcher too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm a watcher. When I first come in, I'm a watch and see what's going on. My good friend in England, Akusi, when we were in the angel ministry, I'm a watcher, but I got to the circle late. And when I got in the circle and I checked out everybody, I checked her out watching people. And I was like, ooh, I was like, oh, she a watcher. And so what I did was I watched her watched the whole time we was in the circle. It was so cool. And like even till today, we're really, really good friends because we had that moment of because after it was over, I'm like, you a watcher? She was like, yeah, how you know? Because I done watched you watch the people. It's really
Right.
be a watcher. So watching is good, right?
Yes.
And especially when you're in the heat of the moment. If you can, a moment gets heated up. If you can, in those moments, become a watcher, is very powerful.
Oh, yes. I'm
Mhm.
definitely gonna use it more often.
Yep.
Yes.
All right, you guys. What else did y'all get out of that exercise? I know y'all may not, what I'm doing, the work we're doing, it may not tap in right now, but trust me, it's deep work. It'll tap in later. You'll tap into
Oh, yes.
you'll tap into it.
Yeah, I
Anybody
can
else?
feel that.
What you get out of the exercise? Let me know. Nothing. I didn't get it. What you got? What showed up for you?
I think I
It
fell asleep.
came.
I'm sorry.
What'd you
Star,
say?
say something.
I
I think
I don't know if I could say that I'm a watcher because if I am watching is to see if you're going to come anywhere near me so I can move away.
That's so funny. I think Pam, I think Star, that's who you used to be. I don't think that's who you are now.
No, it's not. It's not. I had to give that up.
Yeah, that's not who you are.
What I have noticed about myself and is that I would not surrender to anybody or anything because I just wouldn't do it. And
Yeah.
then God had brought that to my attention.
Yes.
And so I which meant I would not surrender to God either because I feel like you betrayed me more than once. And so no.
Yeah.
And when he brought that to my attention, I said, I gotta give that up. I gotta let that go because since I gotta stay here, I might as well get where I need to get to my fullest potential so that I could do what I came here to do so I could leave. It always comes back to leaving and wanting to go home.
Yeah.
And now it's even though I still want to go home, I want to stay here so that I can go home complete.
Yes.
And so
And
what's the question?
I think you just need to quit talking about that because you ain't going home to God's sake. So I don't know. You trying to
I
make
know it's gonna be a while before
you're still trying to make plans for when you're going. That is not get your hand out of God's purse.
What I'm doing is okay, since I got that, I'm going to use it, which I did. I used it to get myself to the point where I can surrender totally to God, which is what I said last night when I said I had the breakthrough. When I said, oh well, let me tell you what happened. I didn't tell him what happened. It's about 3 nights ago. I had this really bad pain in my heart, and I told God, I said, "You gonna take me now? You gonna take me now after all the stuff that you done showed me, after all the things that you told me to do, and now you want to take me? I don't want to go. I want to do what I came here to do." Where normally I would have said, come on, yeah, I'm ready to go. I would have said that, but that's not what I said. So that's the breakthrough is that I said, okay, I'm willing to stay. I'm going to surrender to you. And I'm surrendering to God because I say yes because I trust the source that it's asking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And let me ask,
So
and do you trust yourself now to live fully, like he asking you to?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right answer. Right. I mean, good answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I love what Lolly said in chat. What I learned, notice where what your God is and how you impose it on others. And also along with that, Lolly, on the other side, how others try to impose their God upon you.
Yeah.
Right? Right? That's a good one too. Yeah, that's a good one too. And
Good job, Lolly.
and remember how we distinguish God. It's like your to-do list God, or I got to get this done God. People try to impose their personal gods on you, right? Follow the rule. How many people got people around them? You got to follow the rule, God. Right? All right, you guys. Anybody else? No, nobody else from the timeless being. I loved it. The timeless being ride. Put you inside being timeless.
I enjoyed the ride. I did.
That was a good ride, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you guys as we can come to a close because it's 9:52. What are you guys taking away from the circle today?
Well, I wanted to say that I was unmuting myself, but when you said the apple, talked about the apple, I literally could see and feel the space around the apple, even the going in, you know, when it goes in, I could just feel the space. Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, today practice seeing the thing and then seeing the space around the thing. Because that gives you a different point of view. Right? All right, really good. What are you guys taking away from the circle? No, that's not the circle. The class circled up so much.
The show.
The show. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know where I'm at, okay? Ooh, what are you guys taking away from the show today?
Well,
I'll see y'all at the circle tonight. But what y'all taking away
right
today?
Well, one thing I'm going to do is listen to this again on the recording because I truly feel that it tapped into something that I appreciate dearly.
Okay.
And I enjoy being, I do. I enjoy just the knowledge of knowing that I can be in another place. I don't have to be in this physical realm like I've been. So
Yes, we're gonna do some more of this work because you'll practice. You can go up the God ladder. Just go up.
Right.
You can go up the God.
Okay.
Yep, you just go up the God ladder, so you won't be like feeling the experience of being stuck in the physical.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because
Thank
this is
you.
the thing about the God ladder. You can go up and down, and all day you do. You have, part of the day where you just really, really feel good. Something happened and people take you all the way down and
Right.
of it, you go back up, a moment you got to be intuitive and think about something. You go up and down the God ladder, and what gives you power is when you can notice where you are.
Yes.
Right? You can notice where you are when things aren't going well, that you can know that you can shift.
Yes.
Above ground, above the
I
battle.
love that. I love that.
Yeah, and then when like Mama Evelyn said, when you said you can't move the rock if you're standing on it.
Yeah.
You got to go higher. You got to
right.
go up at least one more up the ladder.
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
Yeah, that's really good, you guys. Good job. What else y'all get out of the show today?
I'm gonna tell the truth. I fell asleep on the thing.
Okay,
So
that's good. Thanks for telling on yourself. Yeah. Go back.
And I woke up right at the time I feel I was supposed to, but I need to listen again.
That's good, Evelyn. Good job telling on your ego. You gotta watch your ego. It be trying to going to sleep is a way of going unconscious. But when you're really in the spiritual realm, you think you can say, oh, I went to sleep, I went unconscious. But what you gotta know for real, that whatever was said goes through your pores in your body. If you really get it. Yeah. All right. So you can listen to it later. Anybody else want to say what they got out of it today?
Being a solutionary.
Oh, that's a new word. Oh, here she go with her. She come out of witness protection program to tell us about her new word, the solution.
Witness protection.
I know, the solutionary. Baby, hold on. Let me put my
Go
shirt
ahead,
down.
Mama Head.
Excuse me. What's a solutionary?
Right. Say it,
Listen,
say it
right.
with your chest. Say it with your chest.
I know, right? What is
Detroit Road, Detroit vibe.
Detroit vibe?
The solutionary part is, you know, as we go through life, we know what the challenges are. We have multiple versions of how to get through, understand, and experience.
Yeah.
So now, like Rue would tell me, you know, I would come to him and say, hey, you come to me and you be fussing and blah, 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 complaining stuff. He said, before you come to me, write down your blessings. And then come talk to me. By the time you get done writing, you don't even have nothing to say no more because you thought about it.
Yeah.
But he said, come to me with the solutions.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome.
And this is the thing. This was so powerful for me about this work. It gives you the solution on the spiritual realm.
Yes.
How
Yes.
to maneuver in the non-physical realm. We don't know how to operate in the non-physical realm. And this is really good. And I'm really starting to get out of inside of teaching people. If they don't know, I can teach you all day, but if you don't know how to maneuver inside of the non-physical realm, we still ain't going nowhere.
That's where the life is.
Yeah, but you got to know like what's available.
Right.
You know, it's more than just going inside. Okay, it's an inside job, but it's some work to do on the inside when you get on the inside.
But I truly can see the Elizabeth's going to a new level. If we all adopt what we shared today and go up the ladder and get up there, we'll be at our conversation will totally be different.
Yes.
I can see that.
Yes. And so what Holy Spirit is showing. Go ahead, Queen.
I just want to say that since we started, I see where we have, improved and living life better and more aware and stuff. I was telling my son and stuff. I said in our sessions, I said, we are very, very sensitive to what we are saying. So when someone is saying, and even saying it, you saying it, I told him, I said, we drove 45 minutes and you complained every moment of it. Because we got into a real good conversation. We didn't even get out the car. It's one of them we used to do when we was little. And we drive and talk. And we get to the house and we sit out there. We said, well, we might as well drive because we still just talking. It was one of those days. And just that whole, I said, for 45 minutes, it was all negative. What's happening in your life and stuff. And I just can't, I choose not to deal with that, to hear that. So it was good that we were able to have that conversation.
Yes.
That.
What did you give him some kind of solution for? Because he does complain a lot. And so he does complain a lot. And so did you give him some kind of solution for his complaining?
Nothing more than I have given him before. And the rest, he's got to work it out. And I told him, when I try to say, he says, no. Okay, so no.
Okay, good. That's good job. Good job, Sheila. So we're doing a good job. What I want you to do is get him a little bitty notebook like this. He can put it in his pocket and give him a pencil. And before he complain, he got to write down 5 things he's grateful for. And then he can complain. You got to put some structure in place. What's missing for people is structure to have something different happen.
Thank
So-
you.
So
Yeah.
tell them, okay, we're gonna play this game.
Mhm.
Have it be a game. I
Mhm.
know with the closest thing I had to a son, Jabari a Libra, he liked to fuss a lot and complain, talk negative.
Mhm.
So what we did was we did a 7-day mental diet. And on a 7-day mental diet, you can't think, you cannot dwell.
Yeah.
Not that you go have the thought, but you cannot dwell. If you find yourself being on a negative thought more than a minute or two, you out the box, right?
Mhm,
Because you cannot dwell on anything negative for 7 days, a 7-day mental diet. So if you get to you do good day 1, do good day 2. If you get to day 3 and find you dwelling on something negative, you got to go back to day 1.
mhm, mhm.
And after you do that a few times, you'd be like, okay, I passed, farthest I could get was past day 4. I never made it to day 7, but guess what? I had cleared up a lot of the negativity that I was speaking and thinking in my mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yep.
just
Will
gratitude.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have
that's good. That's good. Mhm.
all right, you guys, it's 10:02. We're going to declare this class complete. Good job today. Y'all went through some good information. I'm glad it was hopeful that it was useful for you and worth your time. And Queen Aduni, could you take us home?
All right, let us hug ourselves. Oh, oh, oh. And then hug the whole wide world.
Oh,
We got the whole world in
yes.
our hands. So sprinkle everything that they need or desire or enjoy, all of that. Have a wonderful, 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 awesome day. Love
Thank
and
you. Thank you.
love, peace, and beauty.
Thank you.
Got
See
on
y'all
my favorite
later.
color, Rev.
Thank you.